ready to rock and roll.
Let's see what the official team point lead is here for Illinois entering the finals. They have 91 points. Minnesota's in second with 49. Wisconsin with 42 in third. 1 point behind them with 41 is Ohio. Iowa with 29 is fifth. Our two respective states not faring too well, Richard. Pennsylvania got 5 or 6. Let me see. Pennsylvania has 5 All-Americans. Oklahoma with just 2. I'm sure that'll change, though, as we get to freestyle. Oklahoma sending a monster squad.
Yeah, should be a little bit different story in freestyle. Of course, we'll wait and see how that goes. Freestyle starts up in a couple days for cadets, 3 days for juniors.
So what's one thing at Fargo as we're waiting to start the finals here? What's your favorite singlet so far?
Favorite singlet, man.
It's always a tradition at Fargo to check out the new singlets.
It sure is. You know, let me hold off on that answer. I haven't investigated the singlets too much.
None really stuck out to me.
Nothing's
Oregon always
standing
wears
out.
wacky singlets, and they continued that. I always like what Missouri brings to the table. Colorado usually has a cool set. What's your favorite name of the tournament?
Oh, that's easy. Wolfgang Clapper.
Wolfgang Clapper.
Wolfgang Clapper of Missouri, Cadet All-American.
He's an All-American and probably the best name in the tournament.
That might be the best name in wrestling these days. I don't know. Tweet us. What's your favorite name of the tournament? That'd be a good thing to find out.
You know, a couple years ago, there was a wrestler from Missouri named Hunter Muskrat. I always thought that was an interesting name.
Hunter Muskrat. I still prefer Wolfgang Clapper myself.
Wolfgang Clapper is classic. I'm glad he's a cadet. That means he's going to be around for a while.
Yeah, I'm pulling for him.
Patrick McKee, Trey Keeley, our first finals of the night or the day. They always when they turn down the lights in here every year, it feels like nighttime until they turn them back on.
Feels like nighttime all the time in Fargo. I'm going to say Fargo, it feels like an overseas trip.
It does. Patrick McKee coming to the mat now. He's in red. He was 5th at Folk Nationals. 6th at Fila's. He'll be wrestling Trey Keeley from Washington, Illinois. He was 3rd at Fila's. To get here, McKee beat the Fila Cadet World Team member Jason Holmes in the semis, 21-11. So he's clicking on all cylinders.
And we are ready to go. McKee and Keeley going to kick things off for us. 88 pounds. Should be a good one. Keeley digging an underhook with that left side, charging in. Official going to break the action. Fresh start, and we're right back to it. Keeley working wrist control. You're going to see that a lot from these Illinois boys. Wrist control 2-on-1. Very powerful with that.
And a good one to start off with, too. Minnesota-Illinois classic matchup. Teams in 1st and 2nd place, and they do such a good job with both their state organizations and their infrastructure, their training camps, organization.
Yeah, the Greco development in those states is top-notch. We're going to have a Passivity warning here as we have a push out. That'll be 1 point Keeley. That warning went against McKee, so that was his first warning. And you mentioned the tradition, Minnesota with 44 Greco-Roman national champions, and Illinois a little bit behind with 29, but still not a bad mark.
Last year's.
Oh, and we got a takedown there by Keeley. He's working on top. Extends that lead to 3-0 halfway through the first.
Interestingly enough, last year's 88-pound final was a matchup of these two states as well. Louis Hayes beating Alex Crow.
And a nice tight gut wrench there for Trey Keeley. Extends his lead to 5. And he's going again, has another 2. 7-0 the score, 1 minute left in the first. He's still working on top. And they go out of bounds. That head touches. We'll come back to the center. Trey Keeley has opened it up here in the first period. 3 points away from a technical fall.
Pennsylvania leads all-time Greco Cadet champions with 49.
And a push out there.
McKee gets on the board.
For McKee, yes. 7-1 is going to be your score now.
Most Cadet Greco champs, 49. Minnesota second with 44. Illinois is third with 29.
Looks like the judge and chair confirmed takedown on the edge, so it's going to be 7-2 score with 15 seconds to go in the first. And time ticks down here in the first period. We're going to head to the break. Trey Keeley, very solid first period. He has a 5-point advantage.
Yeah, there's Illinois. They're so good Greco parterre. We saw that at cadet duels, or at junior duels. But up and down the lineup, they're well coached, and when they get on top, they do damage up there.
Right, Coach Brian Medlin right there. Definitely has a way with the Greco-Roman style as far as these Illinois boys are concerned. A lot of lifts is what we noticed as well. You know, that seemed to make a difference.
Yeah, a lot of lifts from them. McKee comes over the top. Keeley will get a push out to make it 8-2.
Lead back up to 6 points. And Keeley, he's really attacking that wrist on the right side, but McKee pushing forward. McKee has that front headlock again. But Keeley with the wrist. Able to fend that headlock off, just circle out of it when you have that wrist control.
And a great job. You couldn't ask for a better coach for Patrick McKee, and you know, part of that Pinnacle Wrestling Club with Mitchell McKee and Skylar Petrie, and what Brandon Paulson does there is just amazing.
Yeah, outstanding work.
We see another one of his guys coming up, same team, same club, Owen Webster, I think at 160 later.
And Keeley goes with the arm throw, but McKee's going to get the takedown off of that. Cuts the lead in half. It's now a 4-point advantage for Keeley. He's on bottom, and McKee working for the gut wrench. And McKee's going to get 2 there. 8-6 now your score. McKee slips off the gut. Going to come back to the center. 8-6, 112 on the clock. It's going to come down to the wire here, 88 pounds.
It's quick to. You can get back in matches quickly in freestyle and Greco.
Sure can. Just takes one hold. And you can throw some quick points on the board. But McKee has an underhook now.
Over-unders. Keeley goes to a body lock.
Arm throw there for McKee.
One appreciation.
Nope. He will have 1 point on the correct throw, but Keeley going to come right back with that front headlock toss. And they're going to award him 4. It's now a 5-point lead for Trey Keeley. Not a big move there as time winds down in the period.
Keeley get a push out to make it a 4-point match. 12-8 with 15 to go. McKee looking for an opening. Down to 5 seconds, tries to high dive in.
And that will do it.
That'll do it. Trey Keeley, your national champion at 88 pounds. He added me on Snapchat a couple weeks ago, and I was like, Trey Keeley, I'm not sure who this is. I know who he is now. He's a national champ. Illinois over Minnesota in a classic battle.
Yep,